Hello there, I'm Steve from Mac84 and welcome to a very strange video. So please don't unsubscribe right away. But we have some PCs here today and we'll get to the reason why in a moment. But yeah, these things have been kicking around my basement for a while and I thought I'd begin with telling you why I picked them up and where I found them from. So a few months or years ago, time is a weird thing, I was in a conversation with somebody on Facebook who was looking to sell a Macintosh XL or a Lisa 2 model computer, which I don't have and they're very hard to find. And, you know, it seemed fishy, and it was, but I thought, you know what, I have nothing to lose here. Let me talk to the person and see if they're interested in a trade or what they want for this Lisa computer. And so I started talking to them, and they were interested in old PCs. And it just happened to be that this particular Compaq setup here, the tower and the monitor, were for sale about a mile or two away from me. And so although I didn't have these computers in my possession, I said, well, I could get these two pieces. Is that something you'd be interested in? And they said yes. Now, I suspected this was not on the up and up, and this guy was not going to give me the Lisa in return for these two objects, plus a few other things I mentioned. But I thought, you know what, if anything happens, the price for these things, which was about $5 each, is not going to put me, you know, in a hole, and I would probably find a use for them someday. So I went ahead and I purchased it, and the guy threw in a different keyboard. It's not the one here. It was actually a Gateway keyboard, a bunch of CD cases, a joystick, and some other goodies. So I thought, you know what, for probably $15, $20 that I spent for the whole lot of items, wasn't a bad deal. Now, eventually the person with the Lisa, well, they didn't respond to me, and the reason they didn't respond to me was because Facebook detected something suspicious with them and their account was removed from their website. So I could no longer communicate with them and I could no longer negotiate for this potential deal. But hey, if somebody wants to trade me gold for a pile of dirt, who am I to say no? But anyway, here we are with this lovely whatever. At least that's the story for these two pieces. Now this over here, this Packard Bell Tower, I got that probably a year or two ago at a flea market. And this guy had a bunch of random stuff, houseware stuff, some computer stuff, electronics, VCR, stuff like that. But this just appealed to me, the same reason this one appealed to me. It had stickers on it. Now, don't get me wrong, I like all different types of computers and electronics and stuff like that, but without the stickers, these things would just look quite boring. So the original stickers that boasted the features of these particular towers was of interest to me. It sort of tells the story of, you know, where they were in the tier of machines that were being sold at the time. And it also, you know, puts on display what they thought, the manufacturer, of what the computer could do, what it was capable of, the future technology, tomorrow's technology, whatever the stupid slogans are that, you know, these machines promised to the person that purchased them. And so I thought that was interesting, and since I'm not really a PC guy, I'm more of a Mac guy, I really, you know, have no experience with these machines, and seeing one in the wild with the stickers on it for, I think that Packard Bell was maybe $15 or so, I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's add it to the pile. And because I'm not really a PC guy, these have been collecting dust in my basement, as you could see with this monitor. And I've actually been storing this under the stairs because I've had no other place for it. And so it has quite a lot of dust and dirt and crap on it, but we're gonna try and dust it off. I think I remember this partially working, and I think there's something up with the hard drives in one of these towers, but I can't remember. So we're gonna just go through and see if we can get one of these working. Now, why would I want to play around with PCs? Well, that's an excellent question. So I'm actually trying to play around with some Macintosh stuff that has PC compatibility in it. This is both the Apple File Exchange and Apple PC Exchange software and some PC compatibility cards. But in order to do some fair comparisons into those pieces of software or those hardware add-on cards, I actually want to play around with PCs. Now, they don't have to be the exact, you know, model that I'm comparing, let's say, to a PC compatibility card on the Mac, but I want something comparable. So I thought if I fix up one or two of these PCs, that's a good starting point. I also have my IBM PS2 and a few other PCs that I could drag out. But I thought, you know what, these things, they look cool. The stickers, you know, really sold it for me, especially this one. If this didn't have the sticker up here that mentioned the zip drive, I probably would not have purchased it. But that's really why I want to get these up and running. Something to use as a companion for the other videos that I'm going to be working on in the future. So I guess first things first is we have to clean these up. The monitor especially, these have a slight layer of dust on them, and I guess we'll open them up, take a look at them. We'll probably focus on the Compaq today, probably the Packard Bell another day, although I did find this very nice Packard Bell mouse that kind of matches the aesthetic, although I think it's using an older logo. Again, I'm not a PC expert. But let's focus on the Compaq stuff today. I found a comparable keyboard. I even found a Compaq mouse, and I'll tell you the story behind these speakers in a moment. So let's get into it. In the words of my father, this feels so wrong. So we have a Compaq desktop over here. We have the Compaq monitor, which is full of dust over here. We have two speakers, and we have the keyboard and a mouse. So I think that's all we need besides a power cord and some other stuff to get this stuff going. But let's explain a little bit about all the accessories here. So the keyboard, I have no idea where it came from. It didn't come with these pieces here. The mouse I picked up from some yard sale or something like that where they were selling mice. So I figured, yeah, that's a mouse. It's just a standard PS2 mouse. It actually has a Logitech logo on the bottom, so that's nice. So it's not a terrible mouse, I guess, but it's a model MS48. Hey, if you swap around the 4 and the 8, that's 84. So maybe that's not too bad of a mouse. Logic. We do have speakers here. Now these speakers are designed to hold on to the edge of a monitor like this. And so if I do that, you'll see how fancy they look. Now, what's a little silly here, or maybe I guess it's just by design, they have a foot here. That foot could have the speaker stand up like that. So I'm not sure if these speakers went to this particular monitor, because I got this monitor by itself. It did not have the speakers with it. And this tower does not have any speakers in it either, because a lot of PCs did not, other than the simple beep speaker. For lack of a better term, I think it's called the PC speaker, but I'm a Mac guy, so I'm gonna play dumb. But I got these speakers from the VCF swap meet that took place in April. Now these speakers were just sitting in a box. I was talking to the seller, and I had bought some stuff from him earlier during the show when he was donating some floppy disks for me to archive and stuff. And I passed by and I didn't really realize what these were. And when I came back, I noticed them and I said, oh, I think I have a monitor that these speakers would actually go to. He just gave them to me with a box of other stuff. And sure enough, as I showed you before, they just plug in. Now, again, they look a bit weird with this sort of, I don't know, the stand thing, but these are JBL speakers, the same that are boasted on the stickers of these products. So I guess it's not too far off, and the yellowing is almost consistent. So yeah, what they have here is these plugs, and they go back joining, I guess it's sort of like a Y cable type setup. You have one speaker going to here, and then it comes into this red stereo mini jack, which plugs into the red connector, actually. Hey, it's actually color coded, so it must not be too far off of the tower there. So I know they probably made many different revisions of these things and the towers and the monitors and stuff like that, but it's close enough for me. I'm not looking to get a perfect picture here, but I do like when I can match things. So I have this Compaq keyboard that has the lovely internet button there, and I have this mouse and the monitor. So I guess let's start looking at these things and taking a look inside of this tower, dusting off this monitor, and we'll see how far we could get. So this monitor still has some stickers on it, along with a healthy coating of dust. And the left sticker says it's a 15-inch color monitor, although that is only a 13.7-inch viewable monitor. It is a MV500 model. We do have another sticker over here that says the $50 value of what is placed within this monitor's package was a set of detachable JBL Pro speakers. That are these two, or the equivalent there. It has an integrated telex microphone that is right at the top here. And it says $50 is based on estimated retail price if sold separately. So there you go. And I'm getting dust all over my fingers, so let's try and clean this off. I'm just using a damp paper towel here. We'll come back with some stronger stuff later on, I'm sure. Yeah, we're off to a good start already, and I didn't even do the front. Oh yeah, that looks lovely. Now there is some yellowing around this product, and I'm not going to retrobrite this or go crazy with it. I don't even know if this monitor really works. I think I turned it on after I got it and it didn't really work. And then I think I smacked it and then it did work. So yeah, I have high hopes for this thing. I do want to keep those stickers on there, even they're sort of loud and obnoxious. It would just look like a boring monitor without them. So I'm trying carefully not to peel those off. You can see all the grime and dirt of the areas where people have grabbed this display to adjust it on its little swivel base over the years. And it looks like we're probably not going to get all the marks off of the plastic there, but we'll see what we could do. Just your typical PC monitor, but you know what? It's branded for this system and it came with the tower, so we're going to use it, or at least we'll try to. It's getting dust all over this desk here. All right, I think that's good enough for now. Now we're going to need some space to look at this tower, so I'm going to move the monitor off the desk and we'll take a look at what's inside this thing. All right, so we have a plethora of stickers attached to this lovely thing. We have this sticker, which drew me to the machine. First off, giving you the capacity to do more. 100 megabyte iOmega zip drive. Open the door and check it out. So this has sort of a door that you push a button on. Sort of. There we go. And you could open it up. But the door doesn't really, well, it kind of stays open. That's kind of weird. But yeah, you have the zip drive in there, and then you have an optical drive at the top. Looks like a standard CD-ROM drive. Now, I know there were many configurations of these machines because they're PCs, and one of the price points I saw was about $2,200, but I think that was one with a DVD drive, or maybe it was without, I don't know. But we have some things on the front of this. It's talking about the Pentium II processor that's in here, 512K of cache. We have a sync DRAM memory system with 100 megabytes of sync graphics memory, 2x AGP 3D graphics, 32x CD-ROM drive, expandable and upgradable. Tomorrow's technology, digital flat panel port, if you had that monitor. I have the cable, but not the monitor for it. We have Amazing Creativity Action Center, which I think is this. And we have RAL A3D 360 positional sound, whatever that is. Incredible internet. Boy, is it incredible. High-speed internet access, 56K modem. We have an easy access internet keyboard, so maybe that keyboard is similar to the one that may have came with this. 50 hours free internet access, no credit card required. They'll find a way to bill you, don't worry. Extra mile service, complete product support. So yeah. Now down here we do have the Creativity Action Center with instruction telling you to lift here because, I mean, that's how you get to the action. And it says the easiest connection to USB digital cameras, scanners, game port, digital image capture and editing software to share memorable memories. Is that what it says? No, moments, sorry. With friends and family, ... And now on the side here, there's a little bit of legalese here. It says $100 mail-in rebate offer valid with an activation of a 50-hour free trial of Compaq Easy Internet Access from Compaq Internet Setup. Rebate offer is valid only in the USA and expires on 12/31/98. The end of December, we better hurry up. See rebate coupon included with this product for additional terms and conditions. Okay, so this machine was sold at least before December 1998, I hope, where that offer would be invalid. So let's open it up and see how much dust is inside. So we have our Compaq warranty sticker here, which just sort of flapping in the wind there. So that shouldn't cause us too much trouble. We do have 3 screws here. Let's take a look at the back real quick. And I have to shove my head in here to remind myself what is here because PCs. Oh boy, we have a VGA port. We have that digital flat panel port there. Oh, come on, I can't read. The parallel port for your printers, mouse port, keyboard port, bunch of sound in and out. We have a modem card, of course, power supply, and a very weirdly positioned serial port. That'll come in handy. All right, so let's open this thing up and see what secrets it has inside. Wrong size. It helps when you have the right screwdriver bit. So let's grab one of these guys and yeah, that looks close enough. Ow, that's sharp. Good old Inland quality. The best to stab yourself with. So it looks like there are just 3 screws on the case. And I assume this whole thing will just come off. I have dust all over me already to begin with, so this is probably just going to get dustier. Is there a latch or a lever, or does this thing just break your fingernails as you try and pull it away? All right, up and at 'em, I guess. Oh, God. I'm going to break something. We can kind of see inside of it. All right, I can see this way now. So there are clips, but they shouldn't be keeping this thing on. They look like they're just... No, that didn't do anything. Ow, sharp. I mean, I don't really care too much for this machine, but I don't want to destroy it. I'm sure there's like 5 people out there who would consider this the pinnacle of PC design, and I do not want to ruin their childhood. I'll get a close-up of this, but there are clips holding that thing in there. Ah, my hand is stuck in the side. All right, let's get a close-up of this now. All right, so hopefully you could see the clips there, those 3 at the very top, and yeah, that's preventing this piece of metal from just sliding out because they're clipping to something. So we just have to wiggle those loose or something, I guess. There we go. Ugh. Put that somewhere over here. Sounds like a bell. Okay, well, we have access to more dust, so that's good. On this side, we just have a big slab of metal. And on this side, we have components. And what looks like a missing component, which is the hard drive. So it's a good thing we opened this up. We wouldn't have had much to do with this thing anyway. But let's take a look at what's inside here and what's not inside here. It actually looks like the logic board could kind of slide out here. There's a screw here, and this whole panel looks like it could be moved or something. I'm not sure. Yeah. Huh. PCs are weird, man. We do have the power supply right in the center of this thing, so if we're going to get access to anything, we're going to have to take that power supply out. At least that's my guess. And it's just a very inconvenient spot, huh? All right, let's see how we take this power supply out. Okay, you push it in. So it's on sort of like a sled. You can't push it more than that because it's still connected to things. Oh, what genius came up with this setup here. My goodness. Can it come out this way? No. Oh boy. Why did I start playing around with this again? Just a bad idea waiting to happen. Yeah, I kind of want to take this out so I can look at the memory and stuff, but okay, I guess we'll just try. Sharp metal, sharp metal. Okay, there we go. Oh, all right, so we have a MITAC, that's the way I'm gonna pronounce it, MITAC power supply, a switching power supply, level 3. And that has a, a total output not to be exceeded of 85 watts. Yeah, that's, besides being dusty, that's pretty weak. And right next to it was the Pentium II processor. That heatsink was literally pressing up against this power supply. That's quite a bit of dust in there, and we're gonna do our best to spot clean that we only have one piece of memory installed, and it looks like there's another memory slot for something. Let's see if we could unplug some things and get this logic board out so we get a better look. And yeah, that's what the machine looks like without the power supply inside of it. So you can see it's quite packed. There's a lot of stuff in there. And yeah, there's the Pentium II processor. Here's a bunch of cables. And it looks like this logic board is supposed to come out somehow. Let's see if we can figure this out. Maybe it's supposed to come forward? That might be. It might be able to come forward. No. Oh wait, it's supposed to go backwards, I think. Yeah, there we go. I probably didn't disconnect all the things I was supposed to first. That's kind of neat. That's not what come out. Maybe we have to unplug some things first. Yeah, Steve, that's a good idea. Just start unplugging random things. I mean, I know where most of these cables are supposed to go. They're supposed to just slide out or just fall out here. Oh, we have the PCI card installed there of a modem. We're gonna have to take that out first. Let's take out this lovely modem card, which I'm sure we'll be using in the future. Oh, that is hard to get out of there. All right. This dusty boy is a Compaq computer branded modem. So, yeah. Let's see if we can take this board out now. There we go. Oof. There we are. Well, it's still connected to the header of the case. Let's undo that. There we go. All right, so here's our dusty case. Here's our very dusty motherboard. So this is, I don't know why. This is very, very wrong. But, all right, we have a few things here which are interesting to note. So this logic board has 2 PCI card slots and 2 ISA slots. So I guess there's also something, there's a screw or something, a bonus screw. They didn't put that on the stickers in the front of the machine. All right, where are you? Where are you, bonus screw? Where can I find you? Ugh, and the rubber tape or whatever it is holding these cables together is getting a bit sticky. These are dusty anyway, so you could clean those off. There's not too much dust on the board. I mean, there is, but not terrible. But there we go. Here's the logic board, motherboard, whatever this thing is. It's a board and has stuff on it. We have one memory module in here, which does not tell us the size. Excellent. And we have one slot free. We also have the processor here. And again, we have our expansion slots. So we have 2 ISA and 2 PCI. At least that's what I could tell. And it looks like we have 2 IDE channels or ATA channels, whatever you want to call them, a floppy port, and then we have a port that goes to the front of the creativity, activity, whatever center. And that gives you the USB ports and all that fun stuff. We also have a slot here which looks like for AGP video RAM expansions. Similar to the iMac where you had that slot that could actually get expanded memory put into it. Looks like you could do that here too. So we're not going to do anything just yet, but there is an ATI chipset on here. It says ATI 3D Rage LT Pro. So yeah, we do have a battery also, a CR2032 3-volt battery, which is probably dead. And yeah, but I guess what we'll have to do after cleaning this off is to find something to boot this thing off of. We need a hard drive. We could use a zip drive if we're being silly, but that's not too easy on a PC as it is on a Mac. And this thing is really dusty. Look at this. So yeah, I'm going to have to bring this outside and dust this thing out, and then we'll try and put it back together and see if it turns on, because we didn't even get that far yet. We've all seen screws that are probably a Phillips and a flathead, right? In one screw, so you could use either or. Well, Compaq took it one step further. These are either a flathead or a Torx. Yeah. So let's see what fits into there. Oh my goodness. This is kind of ridiculous here. We have, let's say it's one of these. This is a Torx 15. Yeah, it's a Torx 15. So Torx 15 slash flathead screw. Excellent choice, Compaq. Just making it one more step to open this thing up, huh? I want to get that screw out of wherever it is. Or a shard of metal, whatever it is. Something is banging around in here. I think that's all of them. Yeah, here it is. I found it. Ah. And that, I have no idea where that came from. Oh, probably the hard drive, when the guy who previously owned this was taking out the hard drive, and he stripped the heck out of that because he did not know it was a Torx and a flathead. It probably looked to him like a Phillips and a flathead screw, which, you know, would make sense. So we have that here. And yeah, let's get some of the dust out of here, and then I guess we're going to have to find a hard drive. All right, let's get this show on the road before it starts raining again. So I'm using this lovely Sunshine duster thing. I did a review on this a while back, which everyone yelled at me because I didn't use the attachments. And as I explained, the reason I didn't was because I didn't have two things to dust, so there was no reason for me to test it with and without. But I sort of leave this one on, so and it's cracking, which is lovely, but whatever. Let's dust the heck out of this thing. And let's do the same to the logic board. All right, close enough. It's only a PC, so who the heck cares? Okay, so we have cleaned off our motherboard and our case. I left the metal piece over there, but we'll put that together in a moment. I just want to see if this hard drive works. While I was coming down over here, I saw this hard drive, and it's a Western Digital 10 gigabyte hard drive. I believe the original hard drive that shipped with this machine was 8 gigabytes, so that's about the same size. And I have it plugged into this USB to IDE adapter. We're going to plug it into power and see if there's anything on this drive. If not, I could format it, or if it's stuff I could copy off, I'll do that and then format the drive if it works. So let's plug it in. There it goes. So it seems to be making healthy noises. The trick with these USB to IDE adapters is you have to have the jumper settings just right, primary, secondary, etc. And sometimes you just have to unplug the USB cable, plug it back in. Oh, got a light flashing. Hey, we have it mounted on the desktop, and it appears to be Windows 98. Okay, so we have two partitions. One partition looks to be, how big is this? That's a 2 gigabyte partition, and that is called Win98 Boot. Then we have Win98 SE, which is an 8 gigabyte partition that is empty. So, I mean, I was going to bust out this Windows 98 CD and we're going to do a manual install because I can't find the restore disk images for this Compaq Presario. Presario or Presario? What is it? Compaq Presario. Well, forgive me if I've been pronouncing that wrong this entire time. Compaq Presario 5030 machine. So I guess let's put this hard drive in there and see if it works, because this might work out to our advantage, or if not, at least we have this Windows 98 CD that we could use to install the operating system if we have to. Okay, it's time to put this thing back together, and we're going to put the logic board in there, connect all the cables, and then try and put the hard drive in. So we're at a different angle now to hopefully show you this better. We'll see what happens. So I believe this goes on the board like so. There, easy as pie. So now to plug in everything, this is the Fun Interactive Compatibility Center. No, Creativity Action Center. I'm going to get that wrong a million times. Okay, so this is the floppy cable that goes with the twisted thing pointed that way, I think. We'll find out if I'm wrong. All right, and I believe the hard drive cable then goes in next. Okay, then we have the other IDE cable. This goes to the optical drive, and in our model, the zip drive as well. And that goes into the white port on the motherboard. So this goes to the optical drive and the zip drive. Might as well plug those in. Then we need the audio cable for the CD-ROM drive, and that goes into the motherboard above this ISA slot here. And plugs into this CD-ROM drive over to the left of the IDE socket. There we go. So that's all there. Now this one goes to the floppy drive here. So we'll have to plug that in. And I guess we need to put the hard drive in before we put the power supply in. So here we have a hard drive, but I have a sneaking suspicion there's no mount for it. So where does this go? Oh boy. No, it doesn't fit above the floppy drive. Would it fit up here? Oh, wait a second. Yeah, it goes up here because I see all those terrible scratch marks of when someone was trying to get this screw out of here because they probably thought it was Phillips, but nope, it was a flathead with a Torx 15. So yeah, I guess the hard drive can just sit up here. Let's see where the screw heads align. If it's like that, kind of. No doubt there might have been some carrier or something for this, but that is long gone. And actually the holes don't seem to be lining up. So yeah, there must have been some type of a carrier that would have held the hard drive on top, but unfortunately I don't have that piece. The previous owner probably just took out the whole thing. And yeah, well, we could just find a better solution for that. And I forgot to blow the dust out of the power supply, but yeah, whatever. All right, so let's plug this back into where it's supposed to go. This is gonna be fun. I guess we'll start plugging things in because the motherboard and everything has to be plugged in. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. Let's go over the metal divider, which serves no purpose other than to make sure that the case doesn't fall apart. Okay. Is this worse somehow now? It wouldn't surprise me. All right, we need a hammer. Just shove this in here, huh? Oh, what the dealio. PCs are so elegant. Sure, why not? Okay, now how do we get this to go? This has to go to the hard drive and the floppy drive. I guess let's screw this thing in first so we don't have that falling around. And it's still dusty. But if this thing works, maybe I'll bother to clean it up again. No, I won't. So let's route all of our power cables. We have 4. And we have 4 devices. Both the optical drive and the zip drive connect to this guy, and then we have the hard drive and the floppy drive which connect to this. So this is going to be fun. This puny little 85-watt power supply. We'll see if it can survive. Is this even going to reach the floppy connector? Kind of, maybe. All right, let's try. I'm just plugging the power into the floppy. I guess it'll be fine. I mean, technically I could swap out the zip drive one for the hard drive and this for the zip drive. Doesn't matter. And that might have been how it was originally, who knows? Because somebody opened this up and took the hard drive out, so I don't know. Because what late 90s PC would be complete without a dial-up modem? So let's shove that back into one of our 2 PCI card slots because who needs anything else? We don't need Ethernet. We need dial-up. Well, we're going to put it back in with the cursed screw that was in there before. Which does not want to fit in there. Of course not. Why should it? All right, so that's about everything. So now we just have the hard drive, which is just hanging around up top, and we have to figure out how to get that sorted. So first, I don't want any of this metal stuff to touch the CD drive, so I'm just putting a piece of foam there, and then make sure we don't cover any of the holes it doesn't tell us to cover. And we'll just do that. And that. There we go. That ain't going nowhere. Very professional. Exactly what this PC deserves. Now let's just hope it'll fit with this piece of metal going back onto it. There we go. Perfect. Now all logic dictates that I should test this thing before I screw in the back panel, but let's roll the dice. Okay, so I think we're good to set this up. I'm plugging this monitor in with an extra long cable, so just in case something explodes, I could rip it apart. This keyboard is absolutely terribly dirty. I'm not going to be able to clean it thoroughly. I'm not taking all the keys off and doing a fancy scrub of each individual key because I don't care that much. And it'll take me probably about 5 hours to do. So we're just going to get a very light dusting here, polish up that old internet button. All right, so here's our beautiful Compaq Presario 5030 with that beautiful Christmas tree action creative center, whatever, and the matching monitor. Now this monitor has a bit of a textured plastic to it, so getting all that dirt and grime off is not going to be fun. So we're just simply not going to attempt it, at least not today. We do have a beautiful Intel Inside Pentium II sticker on the front, and a Microsoft Windows 98 sticker on the front as well. So we know that this machine originally shipped with Windows 98. We have a optical CD-ROM drive and a hidden ZIP 100 drive from iOmega. And we have a floppy drive and all those USB ports, all 2 of them, and a game port on the front. So, well, we're gonna try and turn this thing on, and if the monitor explodes, I'm getting the heck out of here. But we're going to try. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's try the PC. Oh, come on. Oh, wait, it's a PC. There's probably the power on the back. Let's try that again. Oh, it's going on by itself. Oop, monitor's coming on. Let's back away slowly. If this works, I'll have to adjust the refresh rate of the camera. Oop, it's counting up the memory. 65 megabytes, 65536 KB. The monitor's a bit wobbly there, and it's not bright at all. This is concerning. I don't know if you can even see that on the camera. Error 162, system options not set. The following configuration options were automatically updated. Disk 1 is CD-ROM, total memory is 65,536, and then it went away. What are you doing now? The monitor went orange, and now it's green. This concerns me. What? Ooh. The speakers popped. Operating system was not found. Try disconnecting any devices that don't contain an operating system. Okay, so I have to get into the BIOS, I guess. No. I want to get to the BIOS. All right, so I think that's as good a place as any to take a break of this part, and we're going to continue in another video. In fact, there's a full preview on Patreon already. There's another 40 minutes or so to go, but the best is yet to come, I assure you. Now, I know this is quite a departure from most of our Apple-related stuff, but that's kind of cool, and I'm sort of out of my element with these things. So it's fun to mess around with stuff that I'm not 100% sure about, and I'm learning more about this stuff, so yeah, that's the price I pay for being a Macintosh person. But I hope I can get this thing up and running, and it's going to be useful for us for a number of videos in the future. If you like these sorts of videos, even the PC ones, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel and clicking that like button. That'll tell YouTube that this video is on the up and up. If you want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, you could do so. My handle is Mac84TV. And if you want to support me on Patreon and get an exclusive look at the final version of this video, including part 2, go check me out at patreon.com/Mac84. Your support is greatly appreciated. But that's about it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you right here next time on Mac84.